get to speak on something that has come up in this meeting that we were unaware of. That
Just
I didn't
pass this back and just sign in at the bottom.
Oh,
That'd
okay.
be fine.
Okay, I'm speechless. Honestly, I'm just speechless. I had what I wanted to say, and then I came into this. I understand that now, instead of a $1.2 million pool, we're looking at $8 million, which we're going to be spending almost immediately. I can't understand how we got ourselves to this position. I see where we're going to educate the public on an increase in a special assessment, so I'm sure that's going to mean more advertising and massive mail out, similar to how we educated the public on our declaration, which was voted on and not approved. You're going to have a hard time getting any sort of an increase in assessments or a special assessment. I, for one, it wouldn't bother me if we doubled or if we tripled our assessments. My problem is the people that are spending the money. I don't have a problem with the money itself. I have a problem with the people that are spending the money and the way the money is being spent. You know, I'm just speechless. I don't know how this has happened to us. And I don't see anything changing. I don't see anything being done other than we're going to spend the money and we're going to hope it appears. And it's not going to, because the two-tier was forced through. That's a genie out of a bottle. About 70% of these lots do not have rooftops on them. So I understand, maybe it's not 70% anymore. But about 70% at one time did not have rooftops, so they pay half what we pay. So you have 30% of this village supporting basically 70% of the village to make up our 100%. It's never going to happen. You know, something, and once that genie got out of the bottle, it's never going back. There's never going to be a change of 70% will pay 50% of the assessment and 30% will pay the rest. So we're looking at, what, almost $7 million that we're going to have to figure out a way to pay for it, and it's not going to be approved for a vote as long as the same people are spending that money. That's all I have to say, but as an accountant, it is very concerning to me to see this situation, and it just continues on and on and on.
Thank you, Melinda. Ideas with regard to gate security and pool.
Good afternoon. I'm Judy Weatherly. I live at 32 Balboa Way. And yes, I had some ideas about the pool because I am assuming once the pool is built, it'll be more than just members getting to come in. We may be having non-members. And at that point, I think that they should be assessed to be able to be in the pool, like $10 per person of non-members to be allowed in our pool. This way, we don't have to carry all of the financial burden. This may help us out. As far as security, good, the chief is still here. I have a layout of an idea of how to change our visitors' passes. They would be the same words on the visitor's pass, but they would be color-coded. You wouldn't have to worry about stars. If somebody's going to be in here for a yard sale, let's say it would be color yellow. And they would have all this stuff filled out, and they would only be here for so many hours, the hours that are yard sale hours. And all of our different people, like your officers, they would see a yellow ticket, and if it's at 8 o'clock at night, they know somebody's here that shouldn't be here. So I'm going to give that to you. I'm going to have to give it to you hand-drawn because my computer decided to go on vacation without me, and so everything's hand-drawn. I do have one other thing. I didn't have room to write on that little square. At the last Let's Talk, I found out that the chief needs 5 more police officers. Since then, I have found out that we do need some more FD also. And I had some ideas of how possibly we could do it. And it should be interesting to see how you all react to it. The corporate budget is very important. I don't care if it's a village like us or a corporation outside. And I am proposing at the board would do a 40% reduction on all salaries, bonuses, and compensations of top managers, and that reduction figure, based on what I have seen of our current CEO's salary, and using the low end of tier 18, we would bring in $392K. That's on the low end, and I know that it's varying prices for all of the salaries, but that could help bring in the type of PD, FD people we need to have in, very highly qualified. It would also cover giving raises to our wonderful POA staff. I love our staff. They are just great over there. But it would be nice for them to get a little bit more raise. And if we can still have some money left over somehow, it would help with some of our other projects. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Next up, I have Lewis Mathis, who wants to speak about the yield sign at the West Gate. Lewis, welcome.
Thank you. My name is Lewis Mathis. I live at 29 Barcelona Lane. Years ago, the very day that yield sign went up at the West Gate, I was on the phone to start complaining about the rights of that sign to be there. Now, I have a map that I have drawn that I'm not sure, do I give this to you? That lane that is the right-hand lane does not inherently belong to anyone except the people turning right from Highway 7, because that's the only lane option. The people turning left from South 7 or coming straight across from the shopping center can only move into that left-hand lane. As you can see from that map, there's an island there. From the intersection at 7 to the end of that island is 59 feet. Now, my understanding of the law says that a person traveling in that left-hand lane cannot move over into that right lane unless they have traveled 100 feet with their signal light continuously on before moving into that left-hand lane. What we have ended up creating at the front gate is people who turn left and cut immediately across that island into the right-hand lane, causing people turning right into the village to stop at about 33 feet off of that Highway 7. Now, we've got a yield sign that's 88 feet from Highway 7. Well, it's 12 feet short of the 100 feet that is permissible, the minimum for them to be able to move in it. Now, since that lane belongs to the people in the right-hand lane, there is no legal reason for that yield sign to be there, because it's my lane. Those people in the left-hand lane that are moving over have to check and make sure no one is in that lane, and they have to have signaled for 100 feet before they can move into that lane. I would like that situation addressed, and I would like to see our police department I don't know what kind of job they're doing, but I'd like to see that situation that is continuing to grow and is incessantly continuing to stop of the illegal lane changing at the front gate.
Okay.
I see maybe 1 in 20 people even turn on a signal to move into that right-hand lane.
Yeah.
That's against the law. It is unlawful. I have plenty of citations here. It is unlawful for any person to operate or drive any motor vehicle on public thoroughfare or private property in the state of Arkansas in violation of the following prohibited acts: improper or unsafe lane changes on public roadways. Again, you have to travel consistently 100 feet with your signal going continuously before you can move over a new lane.
If you have something documented there, please just share it here and we'll make certain it gets to the right person.
Okay, that's all I have to say. Thank you very much.
Next up, I show James McGowan, Westgate Guard and House Band. James McGowan.
How y'all doing? I appreciate y'all's good service, and I just moved to the village 2 years ago from Hot Springs, Arkansas. It's really nice to be here, sleep good, feel safe and everything like that. Yeah, it's a nice place, it really is. And I use the West Gate, more on Palacio Circle, and I go through there about 3 times a day. And I was noticing that, and the chief noticed too, that there's a whole lot of traffic there, and 7,000 cars went through there, and it's hot. It was a really hot summer this time. And every time the guard shack employees have to try to check stickers or check a person in, they're subject to the ambient heat and the heat of these cars coming in also. And there's like 7,000 of them this time. And I was talking to a couple of them, he said the heat just comes right up under their legs and up through their head. But I was wondering, maybe we get a fan that would stand up over their head and just shoot that heat back down and out. Plus the fumes too. I think they'd be able to help through.
Thank you. Anything else?
I'd pay for the fan and y'all could pay for the installation if you can. It'd be my Christmas present. My Christmas present.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. McGowan. Steve Rust, and you did not put a topic down.
That's correct, because I wasn't sure whether I would speak or not. And before I read this, I'm going to say I have no hatred toward anyone in here, but I very strongly disagree with our leadership, with our management. These are my opinions, so you can't tell me that this is slanderous, because I'm stating my opinions, and this is my time to speak. I hope the grievance filed against 2 directors has opened villagers' eyes to the truth. I hope that some media represented have the courage to publish the truth. That truth being that our CEO and some past and present board members are on a mission to control a village and refusing to hear from villagers. We have a very controlling CEO and a board chairperson right in line with the CEO and a board chairperson who openly states that she does not represent the property owners, but rather the corporation. We, the members, are the corporation. We now have further evidence of this desire to control by the fact that our CEO has filed a grievance against 2 directors.
Stephen, I'm going to stop you, and this is not going to be very popular, but you're talking about a personnel matter, and you're targeting individuals in that
Because they dare to
conversation.
have a different view.
Stephen, I need to
A
ask you to
different
stop.
view
Do I have
is,
support of
a
the
different
board?
view is encouraged in our governance documents. A difference of view is encouraged in our governance documents. These board members were duly elected by the villagers to represent us,
Steve, I need to
and there
ask
is
you to
no
stand down,
reason that
please.
there should be an effort to remove them. This action by the CEO and supporting board members demands that villagers rise up and use whatever means necessary legally to remove our CEO and these board members in support of her and give property owners a voice. We are the ones that pay for the operation of the village.
Available. Dave wants to speak to Gates and Security. Dave Senich? I don't know. Is that you, Dave?
Thanks, Steve. That was great. In your memo, you said that you plan on manning the gates for, God knows how long, but I'd like to put in the minutes that it's 24/7, 365 days a year for the rest of your 10 years, and if you get reelected, to the length of that tenure also. Thank you.
Thank you. Claire Nicolosi, you would like to discuss an invitation to the Community Foundation celebration.
Yes, this is to address the board, and I have my community foundation hat on this afternoon. Yeah, this afternoon. We are getting ready to celebrate grants giving of over $35,000 to our local community and the organizations that help run it. And it's coming up on September 19th. And the reason I'm talking to you guys is you all got an invitation. Check. Okay, thank you. For those of you who haven't, check your spam. Maybe give us a call because we'd love to have you. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Clara. Kurt Dinger, no topic.
We, the members of Hot Springs Village Property Owners Association, are evaluating the performance of each of the current board of directors and have determined that 5 directors have broken bylaws and shall be removed and replaced by the majority will of the membership of Hot Springs Village Property Owners Association. As we as members who are opposed to the CMP and the illegal manner in which it was imposed grow, we demand that the meetings be moved to the auditorium to accommodate the larger opposition group that you see here today.
Thank you, Kurt. Wants to ask about a rumor. We're not going to be able to engage, so
I'd still like
follow up
to
later.
speak. Yeah, I'd still like to say something. I have Jerry Garcia, 30 Berlanga Circle. I have 3 things that made me happy today and one that has left me with a loss for words. I'm glad about the Renaissance Remax project. I appreciate the candor regarding the funds that had been for rehabilitating Balboa Golf Course and got used for something else, and I just appreciate that candor and honesty. The thing that leaves me at a loss for words is the rumor I heard, which I'm not going to talk about. You said you can't engage about that. But I would like to ask the board and the staff to recommit to finding common ground in the middle. We don't need more legal matters that cost us money, time, and effort and deepen our divide. We need to reduce the divide by finding common ground and finding ways to compromise and not dig in, trying to get our way or refusing to listen to the other viewpoint. And it has to be civil, and there has to be an allowance for disagreement. Just because someone disagrees doesn't make them wrong. It doesn't mean they're attacking anyone. It's simply they want you to see a different viewpoint. And we've got to learn somehow, especially at the leadership level of board and staff, to please stop the strong-arming and legal efforts and find some common ground. Can't we? Aren't we adults? Let's find some common ground and go forward. I know that we want what's best for the village. We just have disagreement over how to get there. I don't know what else to say.
I would like to topic board members. Carol Fields.
Oh, there she is.
Don't call the cops on me. Yeah, I heard that rumor about a lawsuit also, and I really don't think that should go through against Dick Garrison and Diana Podowitz. They are only doing their job. They were voted in. They represent property owners. And it's another $10,000 or more expense that could be saved.
Anything else?
Yes, the other thing is I've been hearing talk of amenities, the cost, and subsidizing surcharge. We need to keep the golf prices, green fees, and other costs down. It is the biggest draw in the village. That was what attracted my family here. And realize that Little Rock has closed 2 golf courses. And Little Rock has also been advertising golf specials, $19, $29, that includes green fees and carts. So they're trying to compete with us, and if you keep increasing our prices, you're not going to get that draw. The other thing is Balboa Golf Course. I know you've been planning this for a while, but all of a sudden, it's down to the line. September, all of a sudden, we're going to spend all this money. Why is it that we have to start it now? Why can't we have more community dialogue, have time to consider it, more input from property owners, and think about next year is our 50th anniversary, and you're going to have one whole golf course closed for the whole year. Why not delay it another year, have more time to talk about it, and have the property owners have their input in?
Thank you.
That's all. Thank you.
Bob Bussey, your last one on the list. His topic is golf greens at Balboa.
Bob Bussey, 184 Pizarro. Thank you for the opportunity. Like I said, it's something that was brought up during the meeting that I hadn't originally planned to talk. The renovation of Balboa was spoken about today, and one of the first things that the gentleman came out and said was that we know golfers, or most golfers, want bent grass greens. I, as a golfer, appreciate where they're coming from. But with the cost of the entire renovation, I think cost should rule over what is preferred. By that I mean, in the past, John Paul, when we had the renovation at Magellan, and when we had the renovation at Cortez, we put in Bermuda greens. His selling point during both of those times was that Bermuda greens are cheaper to put in, and they are cheaper to maintain, and the cost of chemicals, et cetera, are cheaper. So my only suggestion is, if you want to save some more money, you might honestly look at Bermuda greens versus bent grass greens. Thank you.
Thank you, Bob. At this point, I entertain a motion to adjourn. Second. All in favor? Stand adjourned.